Well, hi there, pluckers. Ivor Sawfingers again with you with hopefully another interesting lesson. This is part 2 of my lessons on a very nice song from Dan Fogelberg called Longer. In part 1, which hopefully you watched, I covered the intro section, which was a bit tricky. But this is part 2, and it's the verses and the bridge section in this one. The rest of the song basically. And good news is it's somewhat easier than the intro was, because you've learned most of the parts you need anyway in the intro. Okay, so good news there. Okay, so don't forget I am in G open tuning. Okay, so hopefully your guitar's still in that tuning from part 1. If not, go back to part 1, I'll show you how to get back into it. Okay, very simple. And please excuse my voice today. Unfortunately, I appear to be going down with another cold, so very nasally, and my voice has dropped a bit, etc. You know how it goes when you get a cold. Okay, so anyway, let's get to it. So if you remember, having done part 1, the first line of the intro, okay, that nice sequence of chords. Okay, that's a G chord to an A minor 7th to a G major 7th with B in the bass. No doubt there's another name for that, but we won't go down that road. And then finally the C add 9. Okay, so those 4 chords actually, for the first 3 lines of each verse, you play that sequence. It's that simple. Okay, so you just repeat that sequence of chords 3 times. Okay, so for instance, okay, so first verse, longer than there being fishes in the ocean, higher than any bird ever flew, longer than there's been stars up in the heavens. Now finally, to finish each verse off, you've got this bit. I am in love with you. Now you've learnt that part in the intro as well. That's that B flat starting chord. Basically it's like I was fretting what looked like a C chord with my pinky added to the 3rd fret of the 2nd string there. And you pluck the 5th string and that pinky on the 3rd fret 2nd string together, then do the 1st on the 2nd, then move the pinky up to the 3rd on the 3rd, so you got, then you play this double stop, 2nd on the 5th with the 1st on the 2nd, 2 together, that's a partial A minor, and you play the open 4th string, then the open 3rd, hammer up to the 2nd fret on the 3rd, and then a G chord, 5 down to 2, all open strings, and then we got this. That's like an A minor 7th, that's like an A minor shape without the 3rd finger. It's actually a C chord in this tuning. Okay, and then take the up 2 frets, exactly the same shape, but up 2 frets, 5 down to 2 these are. And that's a form of D chord, okay, and you know, no doubt somebody will tell me exactly what it's called. It's got various names. I'm just going to call that a very basic C to D, okay, C, D, okay. And there's your verses. It's that simple. So once again, very slowly, just do the first one for an example. Longer than there being fishes in the ocean, higher than any bird ever flew. Oh, flew. Longer than there been stars up in the heavens. I've been in love with you. And then we're off into another verse, exactly the same. So when you've done the 2nd verse, the way I finished it, we're going to go into the bridge section after the 2nd verse. So what I did was, when you come out of that, I'm in love with you, I did that. So I didn't do that, okay, I just played the arpeggiated G chord and finished on the top E string 5th fret. So you come out of that. On second verse it's that's right. I am in love with you. Put a pause, and then we're into the bridge section. Again, relatively simple. It's this. I bring fires in the winters. You send showers in the spring. We'll fly through falls and summers, right? And then love on our wings. And then into another verse. Through the years, etc. Okay, so let's get to it. The bridge section, right? So basically, it's mainly 2 chords. It's like an F to C in this tuning. Okay, so what I'm doing is it's like a D minor 7th bar chord. So you might 5th fret bar. I'm only fretting the first 5 strings. I'm not playing the 6th bottom E string. Okay, so bar the top 5 strings, and if you imagine playing a minor shape bar chord like that, leave your pinky off. So you've got the 2nd finger playing the 6th fret of the 2nd string, and the 3rd finger is playing the 7th fret of the 4th string, the D string. Okay, and you just basically strum down from 5 down to 2, and then leave the bar behind, but take these 2 fingers off, and that gives you a C chord. So it's like F to C, right? Okay. So that's. And then what you do is you play the 5th fret of the 5th string on its own, and then use your 3rd finger to go up to the 7th fret on the 5th string. So you got. Okay, got that. So you got. I'll bring. Okay, got that? And then we go down to exactly the same thing, but on the 3rd fret. So it's exactly the same shape. It's like D minor 7 type shape. It now becomes like a C minor 7 type shape, but it's actually in real life it's actually an E flat to B flat chord. So it's same thing, E flat to B flat, exactly the same as you did here. Okay, so it's I'll bring fires in the winters, but you don't do any bass note. You just leave that chord, just the 2 chords on that one. You don't do that. Okay, you only do that here. Okay, so you got I'll bring fires in the winters, and you go back to this one. You'll send flowers in the springs. We'll fly flowers in the summers. Okay, so do that 3 times basically. Now you don't have to just strum it. You could arpeggiate it. You could go like I'll bring fires in the winters. You'll send showers in the spring. We'll fly through falls and summers. The final bit of that little middle bridge section is this. It's like a G sus4, and you need the first finger is playing the 3rd fret of the 2nd string, the B string, and I got my 3rd finger and pinky playing the 5th fret of the 4th string and the 3rd string, and this is a G sus4, and all you do is you arpeggiate 4, 3, 2 and back to 3. Right? Okay, that's all you do on that. Then what you do is that's the first one, that's G sus4. And what you do then is to basically take your 3rd finger off, leave these 2 behind, 3rd fret of the 2nd string and 5th fret of the 3rd string, leave that there, right, then I use my 2nd finger on the 4th fret of the 4th string, and you do the same 4, 3, 2, 3. Okay, so you got So it's 4th fret of the 4th string, 5th fret of the 3rd, and the 3rd fret of the 2nd. Okay, so these 2 fingers stay there all the time in this little run. And then on the 3rd one, you bar the 3rd fret on the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd strings. Leave your pinky where it was, and you do the same thing again. 4, 3, 2, 3. So now you got this. And then you go back to the 2nd one, where you've got the 4th fret of the 4th string, 2nd finger, pinky's on the 5th on the 3rd, and 1st finger 3rd on the 2nd. Okay, so that whole little bit is, with love on our wings, and you're into another verse, through the years, and off into another verse. Yeah, so that's that middle bit. So the whole bridge section. Okay, let's start from the beginning of the bridge section where it comes out of the 2nd verse and goes right, here we go. I'll bring fires in the winters, you'll send showers in the spring, we'll fly through falls and summer with love on our wings, through the years, and so on. Okay, got the idea. So there we have it, boys and girls. Now, if you're interested in the chords, those on that little bit, G sus4, then this one, the 2nd one is a D7, and the 3rd one is a D minor 7, and then you're back to D7 again. Okay, do you want to know that? Okay, so there's your bridge section. Okay, and then it obviously goes into another verse. Then there's like an instrumental, which is basically played over the I think it's played over the bridge section again. Okay, final verse is exactly the same as usual, and then all I did was I doubled up on the actual last line, that where it goes come out of the last verse, where it goes I've been in love with you. Or you could go up here if you like that again, or you could just go I've been in love with you. Bit of a pause, and then yes, I've been in love with you. Something like that. You could just repeat that last line again, just a nice tidy finish. Okay, so there you go, boys and girls, my take on Dan Fogelberg's lovely song Longer. Hopefully that made sense to you, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Bye for now.